through the works of Ron Rakes, Senator Ron Rakes, myself, and others, who kind of worked together to fashion what you now see in our community as the learning community. Now, in the process of creating the learning community, they did eliminate that 1892 law. And so, where we go from here, if you eliminate because you always hear talk about eliminating the learning community. And if you eliminate the learning community, then where does the Omaha Public Schools stand? Where does the district stand if you do that? Because you've eliminated that law. Now it works for Lincoln, but it won't work for Omaha. But again, that was the first time that I had the encounter of dealing with what many people have described as the East-West divide. Now, is that East-West divide real or perceived? In some instances, it's real. I mean, in some instances, there are people, when we went out and had discussions about one city, one school district, and during the first beginning conversations about the learning community, there were perceptions that the western part of the city had about the eastern part of the city, and there were perceptions that the eastern part of the city had about the western part of the city. And so what you had is, in my judgment, and we're talking about just in my judgment now, so I'm hoping that we have dialogue back and forth about this, hopefully in a few minutes, because I'm trying not to talk too long, but I do want to set it up for you, whether this East-West divide exists, because I want to talk about that, but I want to also talk about the solution to it and some of the things that are being done this very day to address that. But this divide did exist. There were concerns and misperceptions on both sides about what people perceived, what they thought, what they believed, and so forth. And what many people in the eastern part of the city, especially in North Omaha, and especially African American people, were concerned about and continue to be concerned about is this idea of blaming the victim. Okay? And what I mean by blaming the victim is this. In North Omaha, we created an environment in the past, in the recent past, we created an environment where we redlined North Omaha. Banks and other lending institutions drew a red line, an imaginary red line around North Omaha. And there were very few people who could get loans to start businesses, to get loans to do rehab work on their homes, to get loans to buy or purchase homes in other parts of the city. Those things were reality, and